Hello there, welcome to Non-Fil Flicks. We have for you today top trending stories from Nigeria as always. We will give you the details in a bit, but first, the headlines. Buhari Touts Imo attack as act of terrorism. Security agencies launch manhunts for fleeing OWERRI inmates. IPOB proclaims innocence on Imo jailbreak attack on police headquarters. NAF says search for missing fighter plane ongoing. NCAA gives conditions for AZMAN'S flight resumption. NMA pleads with the federal government to respond to doctors' demands. Judiciary workers commence strike. 5 abducted KADUNA students freed. NCDC reports 82 new COVID-19 infections. PDP Senate CAUCUS mourns ODUMAKIN. FG invites ASUP to emergency meeting. And now to the news in detail. I am Valerie Aligbe. President Muhammadu Buhari has described the attack on the police command headquarters and the correctional facility in OWERRI, Imo State, as an act of terrorism. Buhari praised the initial response by security guards and security forces for preventing greater loss of lives and the destruction of public property, appealing to members of the public to assist security agents with information that could lead to the arrest of the criminals. The president called for best efforts to be made to rearrest fleeing prison detainees, many of whom are believed to be deadly criminals, directing security and intelligence agencies in the state and the geopolitical zone to fully mobilize and apprehend the terrorists, punishing them under the full weight of the law. Security agencies have launched a massive hunt for 1,884 inmates of the OWERRI Custodial Center, Imo State, who escaped after the facility was attacked by gunmen on Monday morning. The attackers were said to have arrived at the center in their large numbers in several Hilux pickup vans and Sienna buses, armed with sophisticated weapons, immediately engaging the security personnel on duty in a fierce gun battle, detonating explosives to gain entrance. The Acting Controller General of Corrections, John Raburi, has since ordered a comprehensive investigation into the incident and, in collaboration with other security agencies, commenced a search and recovery operations to recapture the fleeing inmates. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has denied masterminding the Monday morning attacks on OWERRI Correctional Center and the Imo State Police Command headquarters. IPOB spokesperson Emma Powerful in a statement said that it was erroneous linking IPOB and the operatives of the Eastern Security Network to the attack. It pleaded with the government and media outfits to stop linking IPOB and ESN to the multiple attacks going on in Nigeria, stating further that IPOB was formed on the principle of peace. The Nigerian Air Force says that the search for its missing fighter jet is still ongoing, assuring the public that it would keep the public informed while search and rescue efforts were being sustained until the wreckage of the aircraft was found. According to NAF, the missing plane had been found in Bama. NAF, however, urges members of the press to exercise restraint in their reportage and endeavor to always clarify issues before going to press. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) has listed safety violations and the conditions which the domestic carrier AZMAN'S must meet before it will be allowed to resume flight operations. According to the NCAA, flights will resume after a comprehensive audit of operations of the airline and identify technical limitations and safety breaches in AZMAN aircraft management has been certified satisfactory. We recall that on March the 16th, the NCAA suspended the operations of all Boeing 737 aircraft in the fleet of AZMAN Air Services Limited over safety concerns after a series of incidents and immediately commenced an audit which covered flight operations, management, maintenance, and economic using criteria from the Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulations. The Nigerian Medical Association (NMA) FCT chapter is pleading with the federal government to respond to the needs of health workers in the country. Enema Modu, chairman of the NMA, made the plea in response to the ongoing strike embarked upon by the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors (NARD). He urged the government to address the demands made, some of which include COVID-19 hazard allowance, health insurance for doctors, amongst other contending issues. The resident doctors went on strike on April 1 to press home their demand for upward review of their 5,000 naira hazard allowance, payment of outstanding COVID-19 inducement allowance, amongst others. Judiciary workers have commenced an indefinite strike to protest the non-implementation of financial autonomy for the judiciary. While the federal government has allowed for financial autonomy of the third arm of government, state governments are, however, yet to give financial independence to states' judiciary. Reacting to the refusal of states to implement the policy, the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, accordingly directed its members across the country to shut down courts nationwide beginning from Tuesday. We recall that JUSUN had on March the 13th issued a 21-day ultimatum to the government, which elapsed on Sunday, April 4. The strike had been scheduled for Monday, but was however shifted to Tuesday owing to the Easter holiday. 5 abducted students of the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization, Mando, in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State, have regained freedom. According to the State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arwan, the 5 students are currently undergoing medical checkup at an undisclosed military facility in the state, promising to provide updates on further operational feedback to be received on the case. It will be recalled that on the 11th of March, bandits in their large numbers invaded the school located opposite the Nigerian Defense Academy along the Kaduna International Airport Road and abducted 39 students. The students had been in captivity for 26 days and were seen in their nightwear in a viral video released by the bandits on Saturday. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) has reported 82 new cases of COVID-19, bringing the total number of infections to 163,195. The NCDC, on its official Twitter handle, disclosed that the country's active cases currently stood at 9,139, with a national recovery rate now at 93.14% of the total caseload. Of the 163,195 confirmed cases, 151,998 cases have been discharged and 2,058 deaths recorded in the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, with no new deaths from the virus recorded. The Senate caucus of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has described the late Afenifere spokesman Yinka ODUMAKIN as an advocate for a restructured Nigeria. In a statement by the Senate Minority Leader Ainara Abaribe, PDP Abia South, the shocking death of the foremost right activist and advocate of a restructured Nigeria has depleted the colony of courageous Nigerians who speak the truth to power, not minding dangers to their personal safety. According to him, ODUMAKIN's death came at a time his courage and witty mind was highly needed in a country that is fast cascading towards very uncertain destinations. The federal government has invited the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics (ASUP) to an emergency meeting to deliberate on how to stop the planned industrial strike action. The invitation followed the threat by ASUP to embark on another round of strike. We recall that ASUP had issued a notice of strike over what the organization described as the refusal of the government to implement some of the agreements entered in between the union and the federal government. The emergency meeting has been scheduled for April 6. That ends our lineup for today. Do hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next update. Have a splendid day.